Blog Talk Radio.
Back to nature, y'all.
Indeed.
Greetings, y'all. Sakafet. It's your cosmic brother Asafo BMP with the homie Jif.
Yep, welcome, y'all. Good afternoon from Pacific time out here in California.
Hey, CA to MA. It's like 6:30 over here. That's pretty cool. 3-hour difference, huh?
3 is a powerful number.
All you need is 3. But, yeah. How you doing today, Jif?
I'm doing all right. Had a good morning, well rested. Did a little resistance workout. Feeling good. What about you?
It's pretty good, yeah. I worked out today, too. I'm just relaxing. Came back from classes or whatever. But bumped into some familiar faces today. It was really cool. I love bumping into familiar faces, finding out what's going on, what's new. You know what I'm saying? Future collaboration opportunities.
Yep.
So,
Indeed.
And that even goes into what today's topic is, y'all. Peep game. Today's topic is self-commitment. And we were having a conversation earlier about, why we chose this. And basically saying, every wise one knows it, and you don't have to be a genius to understand it, but if you want to succeed at anything, you have to be committed at that certain thing that you're trying to succeed at, whether it's practice or whatever. You know what I'm saying, Jiff?
Mm-hmm. That's really true. Commitment is what grounds people, because without commitment, then they're just, distracted, hopping from one thing to another, and you get nowhere if you're never grounded.
Grounded. I like that. Grounded firmly like a tree.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the root chakra.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And that's the thing, though. This whole idea of keeping focus. Remember, again, you'll never go wrong with reverting back to universal law. Even the wise one, T. Harv Eker, says it in his book, which we all finished reading, or at least, did you finish reading it, bro?
I'm close, halfway, still halfway.
Nice.
But
Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Basically, universal law, whatever you put your energy into will expand. So if you are putting a lot of energy, aka focus, into a specific thing and keeping the commitment, you're pretty much manifesting a large amount of powerful energy to manifest whatever it is that you're doing. But of course, all of this is contributions. They all collaborate together. It's not one is more important than the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. That's where people really need to plan things out. When there's an agenda and focus and commitment, things get done very well, very efficiently. And every person, whether they are successful in whatever field, whether it's sports, entertainment, music, finance, whatever it is, they're always, trying to be an expert in that field.
Yes.
An expert in that field means that they're committed and they know what they're doing.
Yes. And also, the funny thing that you said about expert in that field, every expert started off as someone who is a beginner. So they were horrible at once. And that's, again, to remind y'all that as the wise one has showed us, the ones that have made it successful, you don't have to be perfect in the beginning in order for you to succeed at it. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of examples of that. I'm pretty sure you can give some just off the top of my head. You know?
Yeah. Rihanna, for example, you know, a lot of women, you know, are huge fans. And if you listen to some of her earlier songs, you can hear that her singing and her vocals really weren't good at all. And even a lot of women say that. And then now through practice and time spent, you know, she is who she is today.
Absolutely. And you can take that to the bank with any athlete, any scholar, whatever it is. And, you know, we can also share, you know, our personal techniques. Like for me, for example, since we're on the topic, the way some examples that I use that help me to keep committed at whatever it is like how Jify was saying earlier, you write it down. For me, and I'm pretty sure you can expand on this about how it's powerful when you write something down, Jif, because I remember you were the one who told me. Whenever I write something down, it helps me to remember it later on when, you know, my mind's wandering. That way I can revert back to it and continue. So every day I have like a little checklist or whatever, and I update it every week, and I just go by it so I can help progress with any upcoming goals. I remember you were telling me, Jif, a while ago that it's very powerful when you actually write it down. It does something to the brain. You should share that.
It does. My mom actually shared that to me way back. I think it was in like 4th, 5th grade. She didn't, of course, you know, tell me, but she was just saying, you want to memorize, you know, vocab words, you know, during a time where every Friday or whatever there'd be vocab tests. She would just say to write it. And I used to hate it, but I'd always get nothing less than a 90 on every vocab test. Every single one. It was so easy. But when you write something down, it puts what you're thinking, which is an abstract thought, into a physical manifestation. So you bring that idea to life. And that, it's very subliminal. It's not even too deep of a thing when you think you just write something down, but you're actually putting your thought into this world. And that, in a sense, is what makes it so connecting, because as you're writing it, you're thinking of what you're writing, and you're doing the motion, you're sending the messages to the nerves of what to do. It's a very complicated process in terms of science, but it comes out very easy. So when you do write it, it goes a long way.
Exactly. That's exactly. It's like building the bridge, like T. Harv Eker would what he mentioned in his book, building the bridge with the inner world and the outer world. And that's basically, you know, what you just said, the thoughts, bring it into this world. I mean, a lot of you probably are familiar with, you know, the dimensions of the universe, and not to even get deep, but they say, a lot of scientists and people in the spiritual community say that thoughts exist on the 4th dimension. And, you know, we all know we're on a 3rd dimensional plane. Anyway, basically, bringing those thoughts into the physical, that action of it alone is the bridge in between the inner and the outer. So everything incorporates together, and there's not one thing that's more important. That's what I love. It's very fascinating.
It is. Yeah, just to bring back again on the note of commitment, I noticed that, like, as time progresses and people begin to try to figure themselves out in school, in professions, and whatever it is, they always tell you that, you know, whether it's school, they tell you to find your major, or if it's a sport, they tell you to find which sport you want to do, you know, or drawing, what type of drawings you want to do, or music, what type of genre do you want to be in, so you can specify what you want to do. That way you can stay committed.
Yes, so exactly.
And once you stay committed, you know, your skill becomes crafted like a sword. You know, at first it's very dull, and then you keep sharpening it, and next thing you know, you can cut through anything. So.
Exactly. And also, on today's show, we have a nice special guest interview with our homie Shiz. Yo, knew this
Yep.
brother since middle school. You feel me? He's an artist, an upcoming artist in the Boston area. So anybody in the Boston area, definitely peep game on him. Shiz Arsonist. You should let them know a little background on Shiz. Just
Yeah, Shiz has been coming up. He's been crafting his work, and yeah, like you say, we've known him for a minute, and he's another young brother that's coming up that's staying committed because staying on top of his music. There's a lot of artists nowadays that they begin to start music, and then they since it's not a passion, they tend to just wear away. But he's one of those people I know that has always been committed to music.
yeah.
And that's why I know he's gonna go far and do big things.
Yes. He's been doing music. I remember been really passionate about music ever since I met him in middle school. I remember he was the guy that would be freestyling and just be like, oh, like everybody would be too shy. And he's like, you know what I'm saying? He'd just be playing around, you know what I'm saying? There's some people who do it for the attention. He loves it, and that's what I really respected too, you know what I'm saying? Definitely 13 respect. Gonna have him on. So like I said, anybody in the Boston area, peep game. There's a lot of people looking to do music now, from what I'm seeing, especially in the Boston area. I don't know if it's like that in Cali for you, Mzai.
Yeah, it definitely is. I just wish the Boston mindset was as friendly and as willing to put each other on as the California mindset. Because with Boston, there's a lot of artists that don't really work together, but they have a lot of talent in Boston, but they just don't seem to cooperate. And in California, there is the same thing, a lot of talent, but that talent, it spreads. So it's like if I'm an artist and you're an artist and I don't know you, but I hear of you, it's like, yo, I might as well do a song with you. I might as well reach out. Let's go to the studio. Let's make something happen. Put a song out. Both, do what it takes. And next thing you know, we'll both get in love.
Yeah.
And people just grow so fast out here. And I'm just like, dang, Boston, all they got to do is just work together.
It's really all it takes. I mean, that's why a lot of companies are even doing that together. Today I was learning a lot of, it's quite obvious from just watching it, but a lot of companies, especially big name brand companies, are trying to do collaborations with producers of TV shows and all that so they can market their product for that little split second, because they're realizing, no one gives a F about advertisement. People skip through it. But, if you give them the little slip sample or whatever, they think that's the further generation. So they're even doing it because these big companies trying to collab. It's,
Wow.
Louis fait la force. You know what I'm saying?
Unity is powerful. So I'm not even surprised they're trying to do that. Through collaboration, a lot of people get a lot more noticed through that.
Exactly.
That's a big thing.
Exactly. And even in with them, what they're doing, it even relates with today's show with commitment. Someone who isn't committed is just gonna continue the insanity of whatever it is. Like, for example, with the artists in Boston, if they're gonna continue this insanity of not working together, which eventually won't lead them nowhere. But when they realize coming together would really work, that's someone who's really committed because they're looking for all opportunities at all costs to exceed themselves, hopefully positively. But at least that's how I'd feel, one would see it.
That is so true. And as soon as you were mentioning that, what came to my mind immediately was the ASAP mob. It's like they came out of nowhere. ASAP Rocky came out with one mixtape. The dude gets signed. ASAP Mob gets put on the map. Next thing you know, ASAP Rocky's album is #1 in the country. It's like, what? But again, that teamwork, they're all chilling now. Him, that dude, Chief Keef, don't get me wrong. Chief Keef isn't, the most positive influence, but teamwork. He had his whole crew with him. They all got signed. They all got put on. They all got deals. You know, and it was like a few months.
Wow. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's all it is.
Amen ra to that.
Exactly. But with the self-commitment, I remember I got that idea of because it was very powerful because I heard I read a lot of successful people use it, but the idea of writing your tasks down every day, like little goals to accomplish. I remember you just said something that almost blew my mind, where it's like 50 Cent was like, if I'm not in an interview, I'm on a radio shoot. If I'm not on a radio shoot, I'm in the studio or whatever. Like basically always progressing with goals. But before we even get into that, it looks like our caller is in.
Hey, word.
Hey, Shiz, you there?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Nah, man, just chilling.
Yeah, man.
Hey, that's good to hear.
I'm just here with the homie Messiah.
Been a minute.
Yeah, man.
How y'all doing?
Yo, we're pretty good, bro. We're pretty good. We were just talking about you, how, you know, ever since we knew you, you was always passionate about music, and it's always been like an influence because, you know, some people just do it, like Messiah was mentioning, they just do it just because it's what's hot right now. But,
yeah.
You know, someone who's actually passionate will stick with it, which relates to our show, self-commitment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should tell our listeners to start this interview off, you know, what got you into music? Like, what's your influence?
I mean, I started rapping, like, playing around with it. It was, like, me and my brother used to, like, playing around battle, and then I started taking it to, like, the chat rooms. I don't know if y'all remember. I think y'all used to be in them, too, but I started off chat rooms, and I guess I started getting, like, a little recognized, like, you know, like, complimented for, like, certain lines, so eventually I took it serious. And then when I started, like, being younger, I started off, you know, like, bullshitting, like, rapping about guns, drugs, like, things that wasn't me, but it was more so, like, for the talent, because it's, like, easy to come up with punchlines about guns and drugs. And then eventually, like, when I took it, like, more serious, it started to get a bit more personal. So, like, once I got personal with it, and I realized how it feels to, like, actually, like, express yourself or, like, get your thoughts on paper and then to music, it's, like, I started becoming, like, more in love with it, and that's how the passion grew. So that's really why I'm passionate about it now.
Wow. That's real interesting how you said bring your thoughts on paper to express yourself. We were actually just talking about, what happens, the power of, you know, writing your thoughts on paper. What exactly do you find most fascinating, or do you enjoy the most about expressing yourself?
It's like a way of actually, like, dealing with your issues in a way. It's like, it's kind of like when you have, like, something on your mind, or it's kind of like you have like, somebody tells you a secret, and it's like, you know, it's like, or you know something, and it's like you have to say it. But, like, when that's with emotions, and it's like you feel a certain type of way, as, like, there's, like, something bothering you, or a strong opinion that you have, and when you express it in, like, in a way that you find, like, talented way, and a way you're passionate about, it's like altogether the feeling is just, like, an amazing feeling. So I guess, like, that's really, like, the best part about it, like, the feeling of, like, actually getting it out, and then the feedback you get from it if you do a good job. Like, people be like, you know, like, hey, this music is good, or I feel you on this, or whatever. Like, the feedback makes it all, like, much better. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know what you mean. Pretty much collaborating with everybody on beyond a verbal level. So everybody can feel, vibing with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It really explains that, too, because it's like, you know, back in the day, people used, you know, music to express themselves, to get things, you know, off their chest. And, you know, that just shows, like, not even to, like, gas you or anything, but that just shows that you're actually, you know, doing it the actual way, like, you know, doing it true passion instead of just, like, just throwing some shit on paper, and it's like, oh, bang, bang, just something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But,
you got something to
I mean,
say?
it's like, yeah, it's like, some of the rap today is like, like the great artists, like the real artists, when you listen to them, like the way they express themselves is like great, but the problem is like a lot of the music is like, it's like the opposite. A lot of the mainstream music is like what's not, like what's not true. It's like fabricated, or like, the guns and drugs and a bunch of shit that's like not true, especially people that's not like really living it. And it's like, that's like the mainstream music, like kind of today. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like that's like me, it's like a problem I have with like the rap music today.
Wow. I know what you mean. And you can go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, no, I was just saying nothing.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say my second question was basically, what exactly are you looking to do as, let's just say, like within a year from now, like what are your goals so you can let our listeners know where they can catch you at in the near future?
As of now, it's like I'm trying to get everything together before I make any moves. Like if in a year from now, I would like to have like a actual buzz in Boston, and like get known, like do a few shows, get a project or two out, maybe more. That's in a year span. Eventually, like get known a lot more. Like eventually, it'll grow and see where it goes there. Like hopefully get signed. But everything's like step by step. But in a year from now, it'll be get a buzz and continue making music, improve, get better at it, and yeah.
Wow. Nice, bro. That's really nice. I know what you mean. But all I was gonna say is basically for our listeners, where can they holler at you at if they wanted to collab or just see what you're doing, like whether you have a Twitter?
My Twitter is Shawn _Ars, so it's SHAWN_ARS. That's my Twitter. As of now, my email is Shawn SHAWN Arson is ARSONIST @gmail.com, and that's the best two places to reach me.
Word. Definitely check him out, guys. It's the homie Shiz, Shawn Arson. Before we even get into your song that you showed me, Hometown, you should let the listener know, what's the song about?
The song is about a few issues that happened in Boston. Well, the first verse talks about a lot of the crimes that happened, or like the single issues that happened. A few years ago, I don't know if you remember, but there's an issue where five of them got shot. There was four of them. One of them was like a kid. It was like in Mattapan. So I discussed that issue. I discussed issues about things that happen in the urban areas, and in the line I mentioned there's a killing in suburbs, or something happens in the suburbs. It's not shown on the news, but as soon as it's in an urban area, it's breaking news, or it's it's a lot of emphasis on what happens in the urban areas and stuff. But the second verse is just so the whole song isn't making Boston look bad. The second verse is so about the sports, the athletic achievements that happen. So it's the first verse is kind of the bad parts of happening in Boston, the violence, and the second verse just talks more about the sports and all the achievements and stuff like that.
Nice. Oh, you want to say something, Jeff?
Yeah, I was just saying that's amazing, because I personally can relate to that, because at my high school, that exact incident happened where there was a death at the school. The person that happened to overdose on drugs and had killed himself, and nobody knew about it. It wasn't in the news. People said not to talk about it. It was just not heard of. And then, of course, it just, because no one wanted anything done, nobody knew about it.
Yeah. So it's the things that happen in those areas, it'll get covered up, so it won't get a bad name, but things that happen in urban areas, it'll get brought up fast. It's like make the neighborhood look even worse. So it's like, I feel the same way about that. Somebody else can feel like completely different and say like my opinion is wrong, but that's part of me saying like when I have a strong opinion, like getting it out. So
yes, and not to rush this interview, but we need to play your song so we don't run out of time. Thank you, Shiz, for participating in this interview. Really appreciate it, bro.
No problem, man. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Take care, brother. Check him out, Shawn Arson. On you want to give them their Twitter again?
Yeah, SHAWN_ARS.
For sure.
Man, thanks for having me.
For sure.
No problem.
Peace. Nice. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt or whatever. Everything you were saying was really good, but it's just, we got to accommodate to the time. You know what I'm saying? Play this track right quick. It's called Hometown by Shawn Arson. Check him out. Beantown, 617. Leveno. Stand up.
Five people shot, including a toddler. It is a lot to digest.
Since a lot of people died, it makes me feel really sad, and I just want the violence to stop.
When you live in the 617, shit is depressing. Them boys say it's these crime pays, it's a good investment. That nigga witnesses men get hit with the Smith & Wesson. He can't breathe, his man's thinking, he can't leave him. He straight leaking, them bullets treat him like anesthesia. Stuck in the streets cause he believes he wouldn't be shit cause his parents in the streets just can you believe it? They shot 5, killed 4, and one of them was a Tyler. I know God is above, but the devil is among us, living different parts of hell. I just happen to live in Boston. We need less hospital beds and we need more counselors. They focus less on education and find new ways to punish. There's killings in the suburbs, but that shit ain't showing the public, cause they don't want that view, cause it ruins their value. Breaking news in the hood so you can see how the blacks do. Gangs be at war for real, local news is horror films.
13 raw spec.
Check this out. Hurt a nigga heart, thinking about all them deaths. Man, let's focus on how athletically we the best. Well, at the state, it's 7 ships up in the deck. And baseball, we reverse the curse, then we fucking kill it. Red Sox picture dip with a red Sox drip, and then he still had us winning. Shout out to Curtis Schilling. And football was the picture perfect, so we changed our illustration. Whatever we drew bled, so we got Tom Brady. Throwing passes to Hill, patches like Band-Aids. Had us back-to-back checks, then we on a rampage. And the Celtics got the most ships in the league. This is where Ray Allen broke records for most threes. So I guess it's only right we really throw up some threes. Plus we got the shit for 6-17. Even the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. Undefeated against the Vancouver Canucks. What's up?
13 raw spec.
Shawn Arson, check him out. Yes. Yo, Jif, you should let him know about the updates before we end off the show.
Yeah, definitely check out the brother Shawn. And yeah, we got some updates coming on the website at www.bnpseries.biz. Got some new logos, new pages, new blogs. Check them out. Definitely check them out.
Absolutely. Check out the homie Jify's blog, Become Active. Check out my blog, Nature Foods for Nature Beings, 13 times over. Check out Sebastian's blog, Wilma Rudolph. About to have this homie Serge, who we had on the interview a few shows in the past. He's about to get on the blog. Check us out, bnpseries.biz. And stay in tune to the Higher Vibes. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Definitely check out the Twitter as well, at BNP Series. Well,
absolutely. Thank you, y'all, for listening. Appreciate it. Good night. Bonne nuit.
Peace and love.
13.
Unity.
Word. Perfect.